boys and girls, it's the start of the 2027 season. We had a really good run in the 2026 season. Ended up with 13 wins, number one seed in the AFC or the AC, and but we crapped out in our first playoff game. Unfortunate, but we've got a good build going. Our defense improved. Our offense was insane. So I think that we're scoring 30 points a game. So our offensive scheme and our skill position players and everything, rock solid. Defense started out really rough. We won our first 4 games, but we just to look at the year in review here. We won our first 4 games, but we ended up. Wait, is this the right season? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh, that's why we were home for these, away for those. All right, it all makes sense now. But we won our first 4 games, but we were allowing a lot of points, so we really didn't start pulling our defense together until the latter half of the season. But I think we're building a good system here, and we've got a bright future. So a couple of things to think about here. First of which is let's look at finances here. We want to look at our 5th year extension. So McCarthy is up for 5th year. So is Dallas Turner, but I'll be honest with you, he's probably going to get cut in the offseason here. McCarthy will be a $60 million player. Now, I think we go ahead and when the time comes, we do the 5th year option on him, because that way we can retain him. But then this is the year that we'll look to sign him to an or next year we'll look to sign him to an extension. But at the very least, he's on the roster, and he's not a full free agent. So we'll look to do that. That'll be our first 5th year option on any player. And then just looking at how we did financially. Our profit, we made some cash. This I don't know why it defaults to 2024, but we made $1,350,000. Look at us go. At least we weren't negative, right? But that's just all pretty much. Our ticket revenue was a little bit higher. I think raising the ticket price was the right thing to do, and we paid out fewer bonuses because we didn't sign as many free agents. Our player salary is still one of the highest totals in the league, but that's okay. So there we go. We're looking to start the off season now and see where we can go from here. So the first thing we got to do is the stadium plan. And one of the things in between videos that I was looking at is that I don't know if you remember in the beginning of the last season I mentioned the possible potential of moving in the future, but I didn't know how to do that. Well, apparently what it is if you make a proposal for a new stadium and it fails, it then gives you the ability, or you become eligible to move due to a failed vote. So when we get around to wanting to actually do a stadium proposal, if it fails, then we could look to possibly move to a market that is a little more financially feasible. Now, the other thing here, where is it? There are maps. Here we go. All right, so fan support map. I was looking at this last night too, and it cracked me up because, all the fan support down here, sort of makes sense. And you got Denver likes Denver, but KC's creeping in here, and California's getting all the way to New Mexico. But Hawaii is nowhere in here, and part of that you would think would be because we're not in the mainland, so fewer people root for us. However, look at this junk, right? We got 4 big islands in Hawaii. We only have our fan base on 2 of those islands. we should be controlling the entirety of the islands, but no, California and Oakland, for crying out loud. Now, this is a lesser island. We do have Waikiki and Honolulu. We don't have the big island of Hawaii, Hilo, and I think that the population here is actually smaller than these other two. But still, come on, at least give us the entirety of the Hawaiian Islands. Whatever. All right. So again, we're not going to make a stadium proposal right now. I'm going to reserve that right for later on, if our finances continue to be in the tank. If we do get a little bit more support for a new stadium, we'll see about proposing the stadium, and then if that fails, we might look into moving. Even though I've called the video series Hawaii Jazz is in the title, we may have to change it to something else. Maybe we'll be the New Orleans Jazz. And just like the old the basketball team that used to be Utah Jazz. So maybe we'll move to Utah. I don't know. Anyway, all right, let's move to ticketing. And I think that's here we had good luck raising the ticket prices a little bit. Let's just see what it wants us to do. So we're at 110, 140, 185, 230. Yeah, it wants us to reduce them. I don't want to do that. In fact, we are going to bump them up about $3 a piece. I can't remember what this one was at. I think it was at 185, so we'll go 188 there. Let's just go. This was at 240, so we'll go 245 there. And let's just inch up our luxury boxes. We've only got 55 of them, so I don't know what the 100 is. Oh, 100% maybe a 55. Anyway, there we go. All right, so we bumped up our prices just a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't tick off our fans, but I'd like to try to generate a little bit more income. All right, staff retention. Staff retention, everybody is under contract, and I think we're going to continue to run it here because I think these guys are kind of figuring it out. I don't know if there's been any change. Oh, I think our head coach has gotten a lot better at motivation. I don't remember having 300s. So, I mean, look at this guy's ratings. There's not a weakness here at all. Love that. Good job, Darren. All right, so, and then our offensive coordinator, did he also improve in play calling? He's a 90. I don't remember if he was a 90 before because we hired this guy because he was John Fossil because he was a good play caller. But not tremendous. I mean, some average and some weakness here in interviews and discipline, but I think that our offense was really, really clicking, so I don't want to really make a change there. Our defense started to figure it out. He's good with young players. We got a lot of good young players on that defense. We want to continue that, and I do value play calling, even if we're lacking them, but they're in scouting. But I don't think that's hurt us yet. Knock on fake wood, but I don't think that the scouting ratings have actually hurt us. And then our assistant here is good with development, motivation, and interviews. So he makes up for some of those deficiencies. The only thing, again, that we're really lacking is that scouting rating. And then this guy hasn't changed, and he's just making our guys super buff. So that's not a problem. All right, so we're not going to do anything in the coach hiring, so I can just fast forward through all of that. And let's see what the draft class looks. Simulation stop because you have a staff opening and do not have the option checked. Okay, what is my staff opening? What happened? Why do I have a staff opening? What happened to my assistant coach? Where did Tyson Williams go? Oh, he got poached. He got poached as a head coach. Okay. All right. Respect, game, because I don't think that's ever been a thing that could happen before. So, all right. We got to go hire us an assistant coach now. All right. So, hire assistant coaches. So, what do we want? What do we want here? I mean, let's think about scouting and maybe making up some deficiencies there. So, again, we have kind of an offensive-minded head coach he supplements our offensive coordinator. I would really like our defensive coach to supplement our defense. The thing is, Dan Quinn's a true 3-4. We are a 3-4 Eagle. So I would like to keep in that, but I don't. What? All right, active coaching staff as opposed to employed, unemployed. Available for current position. Let's see if that changes anything. It really doesn't. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here in the 3-4 Eagle? Anything that looks decent at all? Not really. Well, who is this guy? Again, Nicholas Pollard, good with defensive linemen. Got some good stats, but scouting's ugly. And that's kind of where we need the strength. So, should we think about not necessarily sticking with the same exact style? Because, our offensive coordinator does not have the same style as our head coach. Our head coach was Earnhardt's, whatever that is, Earnhardt some other coach. And they gel together. So could we possibly hire a coach that isn't the exact same defensively? And should we even worry whether it's an offensive coach or a defensive coach? Let's test the theory. Because I think we're not going to go with the 3-4 Eagle. Again, we got a true 3-4 here. Kind of ugly in some stats, better in others. This guy's offensive. This guy's a 4-3 over, but really bad in play calling. But we don't need him to be a play caller. Earnhardt Perkins, that's what it is. And then again, does he need to be defensive? So these are little bits of strategy that I'm not 100% sure of for this game. Is this just interesting information for us, or does it actually play in? Does it help the simulation if your coaches are of the same style? Or is it beneficial to mix it up? I'm not sure. So if we think about this guy here, Irvin Caston, so he's got a running back as emphasis. His style is the same as our head coach. He has good player development, weak through there, good discipline, and good intelligence and good scouting. I'm not sure what I want to do here. The only other option I think I'm looking at is Tom Grogan. He does have the same style as our defensive coordinator, but he's really got some ugly ratings here in young player development, discipline, and play calling. And I don't really want that much of a deficiency. Look, Dan Campbell's available. He should have much higher ratings because Dan Campbell is the boss. I love him. I'm not a Lions fan, but I have mad respect for them this season, these past couple of seasons. I love Dan Campbell as a coach. Anyway, I digress. He is not the best coach available right now. So I really think that this Irvin Caston might be the best coach available, even though he's got a 20 in motivation. I think we've got some other motivators on the team. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab Caston and see if that. Hopefully, it doesn't hurt our defense because our defense really needed the help. But all right, there we go. Decisions made. Okay, now let's go to the draft class. All right, so we finished very well. So we are drafting near the bottom at 27. No mocks yet, so we're not going to be looking at any of these top guys. But I think this is the year. If we had a better draft pick, this would be the year to maybe try to grab one of the top running backs. Unfortunately, there aren't. By the time we get to 27, those three at the top are going to be gone. So, and this guy I wouldn't rate as a first rounder. So I think we're going to play it by ear and look to potentially take the best player available, just because I don't think we have any tremendously glaring holes. But let's go to that franchise player deadline. And this is where we make our decisions. Wait a minute. Oh, that's right. That was the 5th-year option. Never mind. That was 5th-year option. I was talking about McCarthy. So again, franchise player. I don't think any of these guys we really need to franchise. Van Ginkel is going to be a tough loss if he goes. He's been pretty productive, but he's also a 9-year vet. I'm sure his ratings are starting to slip. He's not worth $37 million, so we are not franchising anybody. So now we're going to go to free agency. Here we go. Let's take a look at our roster as it exists right now. And we got 36 players under contract. We got $22 million available to us. And so let's look at those contracts and see what our cap cost is. Yeah, JJ, I think he's just going to have to cost us this year. It's maybe good timing that the other JJ McCarthy, doesn't need to be signed to a huge contract until next year. So maybe with Jefferson getting older, we might be able to sign him to a smaller contract, like a smaller dollar amount per year next year. As next year's cap hit is $55 million, and I'm sure McCarthy is going to be at least $40 million a year, if not more. So maybe if we sign him to another, say, 3-year deal, it might average out, let's say $30 million, and we can actually keep him. Because if not, it's going to be really hard to keep both of them. And we really want to, because they gel well together. All right, so Harrison Phillips, this is one I was thinking of here. He's a 70, right? But he's on his last year. He still wants a decent chunk of money to sign. I don't know if it's time to move on from Phillips, but if we move on from Phillips, we don't have another really good tackle. We don't have any other tackles on the roster, because we signed both of these guys to 1-year deals last year. So that would be a big time need. So you know what? Let's take a look back at the draft. Let's see what we have available in defensive tackles, and could maybe one of these guys be available at 27, or what were we, 27? Yeah, 27. All right, so this is your prototypical run stuffing, good defensive diagnosis, defensive tackle, nose tackle here, but I don't, strength and intelligence are average. Really good shuttle time. That's good. He's got some good twitch. He's going to be an average pass rusher, but you don't need your nose tackle to rush passes. So, maybe that's what we look to do. We look to say bye-bye to Harrison Phillips, gain some money, and just kind of rebuild that interior of the line. So that's a maybe. Darisaw is another one that I want to take a look at, and he's a lot of money. He's good but not great. I don't like what he's costing me. I could restructure his contract. What would a cap out look like? Yeah, so that would only buy us $7 million this year, but it would really make him. It would make him cuttable next year, let's be honest. But, he'd have that huge. He's already got $8 million in a signing bonus. Then you tack on another, $4,750,000, and that's a giant hit in dead cap space. So, Darrisaw might stick. Hawkinson is in his last year. Okay, so here's a guy that he still demands a lot of money, but this is what I was talking about in the last preseason we had, in that his current cap hit is 23 mil. He knows he's aging. I can get him for 2 mil, and he will actually go down by like 3.5 million this year, and then go down even farther in his last year. And then if he's still viable, maybe I can re-sign him, and the cap hit will continue to fall. So I don't mind this deal. I don't mind extending him for one more year. It gives me some additional cap room, and he's still a stud tight end, right? He may not be making Pro Bowls, but I mean he's still one of our top options. Got nine touchdowns last year. So yeah, I'm gonna make this deal to him. Buy us a little bit more cap room. And so yeah, let's just kind of go through and do that. So let's see, cap costs, and then all right. So here's all our guys that are expiring. So we got Harrison Phillips. I don't want to re-sign him at another $20 million contract. Cameron Bynum, he is a captain. He made a second team All-Pro last year. I would like to re-sign him. So let's see what he wants. Yeah, see, so he's going to give us a team-friendly deal. He is a 7-year vet, so that would take us through 10 years. I don't think that's unreasonable for a guy of his caliber. We're going to do that. We're going to gain a little bit more cap space. And so we've locked him up for 3 years now. So now, see, we're gaining. We're at 30 mil now. All right, so Jacoby Myers. This guy's toast. I'm sorry. I am releasing his butt. I know he's a mentor, but I just can't fathom paying this guy that much money to be a 37 and probably get worse. So Jacoby Myers is gone. That gives us almost 44 mil. So that's good. I'm probably going to get rid of Harrison Phillips, but I'm going to kind of hang on that for a minute. All right, here's where things are going to gonna maybe not look as good for us, because we've got some of these better rated players that are at reasonable salaries. Are they going to want more? Let's see. Cashman, played 16 games. He only started 9 for us last year, so I think some of those rookies jumped in. So his stats were down because he was only playing about half time. So, might be. Let's see what he wants. So he's at 9 mil now. Okay, so all right. So again, he's given us a break here. He's a vet. He's got real good ratings. He's good as a plug-in. His endurance might be going down. Yeah, the endurance is about midway there, so not horrible. But I don't mind this deal because again, it allows us to keep a quality player whether he starts or not. He's still very good at what he does, and it gives us another year of control over him and at a discount. So we like that deal. Cashman, you are a part of us. But we're not going to get that for each one of these, I doubt. So let's see. The next one is JJ. And again, so let's just take a look at what he's going to want. So he's going to want 34 mil. If I sign him to this deal now, that takes up most of our cap space. So this is where I think leveraging that 5th-year option is going to help us, because it's basically like franchise tagging him next year. It will allow us to maintain control, and then next year we can sign that long-term deal and probably knock down that 5th-year option price of what was close to 60 mil. So I'm not going to do this now. We're going to keep him at 6.9 mil. And then we'll give him the big cap hit next year, and we'll take care of that next year. Sam Darnold, this guy we kept on only for that veteran presence. Contract is too much right now. He again will take less. We can get him. He wants a big, decent signing bonus. So this is where we're starting to mess with our team finances a little bit, and we might not be profitable if we keep doling out these signing bonuses. But I'm going to come back to him because our other guy was pretty doggone solid. Let me look at this right now. Let me see if anybody else has gained like mentor status. Possibly. All right, so Darnold, Edmonds, sure, Harrison that we're looking to drop. Oh, I think he was anyway. But yay, Justin Jefferson is, so that's good because we got rid of Meyer, and we still have a mentor for our receivers. So really good. Okay. So oops. Back to contracts. So let's come back to Darnold here in a minute. Dallas Turner, yeah, dude, you did not pan out. Yeah, and you want to hang on at a lesser cost, but I don't even know if that's worth it. I mean, if we cut him now, we are taking a big dead cap hit for this year, but I just feel like his ratings continue to go down. Hey, you know what? Let's do the thing we weren't able to do last year, and let's just see. Can we trade him? Can we trade anybody? Turner. All right, so California wants him. Good, California. All right, well, hey, California, you want to take him off our hands? Can we get? Look, why did they not want to trade me last year? Was it a glitch in the system? I don't know, but okay. I like this because it's a guy that we were looking to cut anyway, right? And we're gaining a 4th and a 7th for a 5th. It moves us up a little bit, gives us an extra pick. I'm doing that. Yeah. All right, there we go. So now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Good. Look at that. Oh. All right. I'm less upset than I was during the last season when I couldn't trade anybody. Okay, so back to this. All right, so we got rid of that contract. We got Spencer Burford, who I don't think he was starting last year. Yeah, he got replaced as a starter, but his ratings are still okay. I mean, as a guy who can run block, not great at pass blocking. What does he want? So he wants another, pretty much the same deal across 3 years. He's a 6-year vet. I honestly don't see a problem with that. I mean, his cap cost, we'd save $400,000, so that's not a big deal. But I mean, you lock up a decent vet for a few years. I feel good about that. Okay, so Burford, we're now at almost $50 million in cap space. This is working out pretty good. Caleb McGarry. All right, this guy started for us. I don't know if he did last season. Yeah, he was replaced last season. His ratings are starting to drop. I think let's hold off on Caleb. I just feel like he's starting to maybe drop. All right, so Kobe Bryant, this guy we signed to a 1-year deal. He was our starting safety last year. His first time starting, he got us 3 interceptions. So I would almost guarantee he's going to want more. Yeah. So he wants a lot of cash. So we signed him to a 2-year deal. I think he's a good stopgap, but he's not our starting safety of the future. So we're not going to give him that money. Isaiah Meyer is another guy that we got cheap let's see, he only started a few games. He wants a 4-year deal. He's only a 3-year vet. Maybe. Let's see who we have to sign that we don't have to, that it isn't on the last year of their contract, and we'll see what kind of money we got left. All right. So Deion Jackson, I mean, he was our goal line guy for the past couple years, I think. Last year he got 6 touchdowns, 4 average 4. But I think we can do better at running back. I don't think, we got Montez, who's our starter. He's just kind of there. All right, Will Ricard, our kicker. So we had him on a 4-year deal. He has he's had I mean, last year he got 97% of his field goals, 100% of his extra points. He's solid as long as he doesn't get hurt. But the problem is, how much do we really want to pay a kicker? I don't want to pay a kicker $4 million. I just don't. So I think Ricard, this will be his last year with us, and then we'll look to get another kicker in a couple years. Somebody younger, somebody cheaper. Michael Juergens hasn't played for us much, but he only wants. Yeah, that's okay. We'll retain him for another year, and the bonus isn't much. So even if he gets cut, it's not a big deal. All right. Let's see. Brennan Jackson was a free agent last year. He was he was a 5th round draft pick of somebody, not us, right? Yeah. What does he want? Yeah. See, I'm not paying him extra. We got him on the veteran minimum, and we don't need that kind of mess on our team. All right. Alexander, our fullback, was not great. Not great. He had 16 catches. He was a nice little rookie experiment, but I think we can do better at fullback. Let's try to shore that up. I'd really love if we got a little bit better in the running back room. We've had good success, but I mean, if we really shore up the running back room along with our passing attack, sky's the limit, baby. Sky's the limit. Okay, let's take a look at the guys that are unsigned. So Van Ginkel is our highest rated dude that's unsigned. What does he want? Yeah, he wants 21 mil. I'm not giving him 21 mil. Sorry, boss. Elijah Moore, again, probably our number 2. He probably wants too much. Yeah, 12 mil. I don't want to pay my second receiver 12 mil. I know that might be cheap, but we have other needs. All right, Rourke. Rourke had 5.5 sacks. He's not okay, and that's very reasonable. That's very reasonable. I will give Rourke that deal because he could start for us again. We could do better, but in a pinch, he's the guy. All right, Brandel. This could be another good backup guard situation. He did start when he was healthy. I don't think his stats were that great. Yeah, he's got great endurance, and he's very average everywhere else. What kind of contract does he want? Yeah, so he wants 3 mil. That's not a bad deal. We're going to go ahead and take the continuity and add him back. So that leaves us with 43. Yeah, I don't know if any of these other guys are really worth keeping. This guy, pass rush specialist, yeah, he wants a multi-year deal as a restricted free agent. Not going to give him that. Jeffrey McBain, yeah, multi-year deal. Not. All right, Jordan Addison. He wants a reasonable contract, but how? I mean, he's just average. So do I want to give that much for a guy that might not even be in my starting lineup? I don't know. Come back to Jordan. Zaire Walter. Probably not. This guy was injured a lot. Kendall Stafford. Okay, this was our unsigned or our free agent, undrafted rookie tight end, and he wants a chunk to stay on. What does our tight end room look like? Who do we have? All right, we got that ugly 5th rounder that we drafted last year, and we got Hawk. So, do we go ahead He's a 37.43. He's better than Carey, but is he going to be worth it? What does he want again? All right. Yeah, let's roll with him. Let's see if he amounts to something. Okay. Oh, do it this way. So we made it down to Jordan Addison. Yeah, I think everyone else here we can probably let walk. Let's see what Cherninsky wants. Okay, developmental guy, not a whole lot. We'll give that to him. All right, so there we go. We got 38 guys on the roster. We got 41 million in available cap space. Again, not enough to make a giant splash in free agency, but maybe we can get somebody decent. We seem to be doing a real good job building through the draft. Let's hope that continues. We'll look for some bargains out there. But yeah, we're sitting at 40, and let's just see what we maybe wanted to. That's right. Before we sign off, yeah, I think it's time to dump Harrison Phillips and get a little more in draft space and cap space. So if we release him, we get another 22 million, and we could spread that out between a few players. So sorry, Harrison, you've been great, but I am going to run without you this season. So good luck in your next endeavors, and I think that's where we are. So let's run it, and let's just see what everyone else is doing here. So yeah, we have the most players under contract. We are at 63 mil. So we're okay. I think we're in good shape to hit full free agency, and let's see what's available. All right, we'll come back.